Hello everyone. Today we are going to see our next practical in the heat transfer science, the determination of emissivity of the test surface. Basically, emissivity is a property which helps you to distinguish the radiation characteristics of a real surface and a black surface. For a black surface, emissivity is exactly equal to 1. For a real surface, emissivity is less than 1. Also, one thing we need to understand is that when we are dealing with emissivity, when we are evaluating it or when we are comparing the emissivity, we have to compare it at the same temperature. If two objects are not having same temperatures, you cannot compare their emissivity. And this fundamental understanding we are going to apply in this experimental setup as well. So firstly, we will understand how exactly is this experimental setup. So this is the experimental setup for determination of emissivity of the test surface. There is a glass enclosure inside which there is a black plate and there is a test plate. You can see that the black plate is coated with a lamp black. It is a circular plate, while the test plate is a whitish plate or a shiny surface. Notice one thing, that diameter of both the plates is same and both the plates are having some thickness. So the thickness as well as diameter for both the plates is same. Then both the plates are supplied with the electrical connection so that we can generate the heat by converting electrical energy into heat energy using the band heater which is inside the plate, which is sandwiched inside the plate. Okay, so we will supply current and voltage to this plate as well as we will supply current and voltage to this plate. Both of these plates, they are enclosed inside a glass enclosure. I will also tell you why this glass enclosure is very important. Then, what are the other instruments? We have the dimmer stat which will regulate the amount of resistance for that particular white plate. We have dimmer stat for the black plate. We can check various temperatures for black plate and white plate. Actually, we are going to take care that temperature of black plate and white plate should be equal, because as I said, you can compare the emissivity only if temperatures of both the bodies are same. Then we have one voltmeter, one ammeter. These knobs, they will be utilized to determine how much is voltage and or how much is current in both the plates. Alright. So now the fundamental understanding comes into picture. Emissivity is a characteristic or it is a radiative property. So when we are studying emissivity, we have to take care that only radiation heat transfer takes place inside this enclosure, and that's why we have kept it inside the enclosure, so that when the plates get heated because of supply of electricity, when they start emitting the radiation, the air surrounding those plates, it will absorb the radiation, it will move up in the layers, but afterwards it will not be able to escape the radiation, escape the enclosure, my mistake, escape the enclosure. So there won't be any convection heat transfer. Afterwards, these two plates, they are not connected to each other, they are not in physical contact with each other, so there is no conduction heat transfer. Also, they are not in physical contact with the base of the enclosure or walls of the enclosure, so there is no conduction heat transfer. One more thing, plates are like this, they are parallel to each other, they are not looking towards each other. So whatever is the radiation heat exchange from these front surface and back surface, front surface and back surface of the white plate or black plate, it is entirely going to take place with the air inside the enclosure. That's it. They are not exchanging the heat with each other, so that their temperatures will not be fluctuated. So because of all these features, because of such a parallel arrangement, only radiation heat transfer will be created, and then we will be able to compare the emissivity. Also, what care we are going to take? We are going to adjust current and voltage for both the plates in such a way that at steady state, temperatures of both of the plates will be equal. Only then and then we can proceed for numerical calculation. Then your readings will tell you that heat supplied to the black plate will be more and heat supplied to the white plate will be less. Why this will happen? Because whatever is the electrical energy supplied, it will get converted into heat energy and then it will be radiated into the atmosphere. So the radiative property, emissivity of black plate is already 1. So it will radiate more energy as compared to the white plate. So that's why it will consume actually more energy. It will need more heat to reach the temperature equal to the white surface or white plate. So your readings will show you that the current and voltage or total power input for black plate will always be more, and power consumption or power input for white plate will always be less. Once all this setup is completed, once the steady state is obtained, we record these temperatures, and once these temperatures are equal, remember the radiation heat exchange is happening only with the air inside the enclosure. So that's why we have one thermocouple which will tell us the temperature of air inside the enclosure, while the rest of the thermocouples, they will tell us the surface temperature of these discs. One more thing, let me repeat it for you. Diameter of the discs, the thickness of the discs, and temperature of both of the discs, it will be equal. Unless and until all these parameters are same, we cannot compare their emissivity. So we have now finished with the understanding of the experimental setup. Now we will perform the mathematical calculation part. Okay. So now, because we have understood the experimental setup, we will perform the numerical calculations so that we can arrive at the answers. So I expect by now your experimental setup has come to the steady state, which means there is no significant change in temperature with respect to change in time. For this purpose, we have already understood that we should monitor the temperatures at every 10 or 15 minutes interval, and if there is no significant change in the temperature value in 10 or 15 minutes interval, then we can say that steady state has been achieved. So once steady state has been achieved, the first thing that you will record, actually that you have already recorded, is Q1, which is nothing but heat supply to the black plate, or we can call it as QB, heat supply to the black plate, heat supplied to black plate, and it is simply the multiplication of current and voltage which is supplied to the black plate. Then there will be, let us say, Q test disk or QT, or you can also call them as simple Q1 and Q2, that is your choice. This will be heat supplied to the test plate or white plate. Remember, this will be at some different voltage and at some different current. Also, during the practical explanation itself, I have told that both diameter and thickness of both the plates is same. So, area of the disc, or area for the both the discs, it will be equal to their cross-sectional area, which is pi by 4 d square, plus because of thickness they will have some annular area, and it will be pi d t. This t will be the thickness of both the plates, and it will be same. All right. Then we will designate one important quantity. There will be Ts. It will be temperature of surface of the disk. Temperature of surface of disk. And remember, this will be same for the black plate as well as white plate or test plate. Afterwards, we have one important parameter. Actually, it is known to us, emissivity of the black plate, and it will be equal to 1. And emissivity of the test plate, it is unknown to us, which we need to determine. That is the whole objective of this practical. Then we know one very important parameter, sigma, which is Stefan Boltzmann's constant, and it is equal to 5.67 into 10 raised to minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin raised to 4. This quantity we already know. All right. So now what exactly is happening? Firstly, that physics should be clarified. Here you will observe that Q1 will be large, Q2 will be less as compared to Q1. So because of that, there will be the net radiation heat exchange inside the enclosure, and that net radiation heat exchange will be the difference between these two energy or these two heat supplied. because these are the only sources of energy inside the enclosure. There is no other source. Also, one more thing I forgot to tell you, like this Ts is the temperature of the test surface of any of the disk or test surface, or as well as black plate. There will also be the temperature of enclosure T infinity, or you can say that temperature of air inside the enclosure. Now you will understand why it is necessary to have same temperature for both the plates, because this Ts is temperature of both the plates. Radiation will be exchanged with the air inside the enclosure. Now this air inside the enclosure cannot flow outside, or it cannot flow within the enclosure. It will get stratified. Its layers will be formed at the top of enclosure, so convection will not be there. Plates are not in contact with each other or with the contact of enclosure, so conduction will not be there, so only pure radiation will happen. So at that point the entire heat exchange is between these two temperatures, and that heat exchange is happening because of net energy difference between Q1 and Q2. All right, so how will we write it? The net radiation heat exchange, it will be equal to simply the difference between Q1 and Q2, because these are the only sources of radiation. Now we know how to write down the Q1. It will be simply epsilon sigma A into Ts raised to 4. So that will be epsilon sigma A Ts raised to 4 minus T infinity raised to 4, but this emissivity will be that of black surface, and this is entirely Q1 minus, now we will write the expression for Q2, and it will be equal to again epsilon sigma A into Ts raised to 4 minus T infinity raised to 4. In this case, this emissivity, this second emissivity will be emissivity of the test surface. See, basic formula will remain same, only its application to particular device or particular plate, it will change the parameters. So now we go to the next step. Now what exactly is happening? Both plates are having same temperature, and it is the same environment with which they are exchanging the heat. So this parameter Ts raised to 4 minus T infinity raised to 4, this will remain constant. Both plates are having same area, so that's why this A, or the area of the disk that we have called it earlier, this will remain constant. Sigma is constant for both the plates because it is a universal constant. So these terms, they are same, only epsilon B, that is emissivity of black plate, and emissivity of test plate, these are different, so we can take them as a common parameter. So when we take it as a common parameter, what do we get? We get sigma area of the disk multiplied by Ts raised to power 4 minus T infinity raised to power 4, all are common, so multiplied by emissivity of the black surface minus emissivity of the test surface. This is nothing but Q1 minus Q2 on the left hand side. So remember, now in this case, Q1 is known to us, Q2 is known to us, sigma is with us, area of the disk is known to us because parameters and specifications are given. Afterwards, Ts, yes, we have recorded, T infinity, yes, we have recorded. And then this epsilon B, this is equal to 1 because it is a black surface. So the only unknown parameter in this entire equation is epsilon of, or emissivity of the test disk. So let us rearrange. So what do we get over here? We take this entire term on the left hand side, we get Q1 minus Q2 divided by sigma area of disk into Ts raised to 4 minus T infinity raised to 4, it is equal to 1 minus emissivity of the test surface. Alright, so what should we do now? Simply because this is negative emissivity, we will take it on that side, and this entire term we will take on other side, so that this entire term, it will be subtracted from 1, and only emissivity of the test surface, it will be on the left hand side. So ultimately when we reduce this, what we get is emissivity of the test plate, it will be equal to 1 minus q1 minus q2 divided by sigma into area of test multiplied by ts raised to 4 minus t infinity raised to 4. So this will be your expression for determination of emissivity of the test surface. Once we substitute the readings, then automatically this emissivity will be calculated, because we know all the other parameters. Ts can be obtained if there are multiple thermocouples on the test plates, then Ts can be obtained as average temperature of all these thermocouples. So I hope this is useful. Thank you.